Yeah, good win. We've been a lot of these games this season. I think K-Mac, you asked about situation stuff in practice, and we do it. Play little 2-minute games, 1-minute games, and you get a lot of situations. But truthfully, we've had so many of these situations in the season, and fortunate to get away, with that one. But proud of our guys for their fight, their resolve, down guys. Um, get back to Rhode Island and have, since January 1st, Marquette's the fourth best team in our league. They're playing the fourth best basketball in the Big East. So we have a tough challenge ahead for us to try to, get a very, very good and well-coached Marquette team.
Hey, Kim, do you think the tighter rotation has helped you a little bit? It seems as if Jalen has really embraced the usage. And I know you like to say that there's no go-to guy, but he certainly looks like one the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he was. He was, especially in closing time. Without Vox, he's become our point guard at the end of the game. Obviously, throughout the game we have multiple handlers, multiple guys playing ball screens. I think that's what makes us tough to guard. But at the end of games, Jalen has become the guy we wanted in his hands, and he made great, disciplined, sound plays tonight. To the rotation part, I think it's just at the end of a season, and guys have been through so much stuff. He played 34 tonight. He was playing 29, 30 when we had all of our guys. And all of our guys is in quotations because we've never had Daquan. We've never had Rich. We've had guys miss a lot. So we've never got to see our team in its full breadth of what we thought it would be.
Kim, what was the decision to go with Cole at the start of the second half?
Yeah, I was just, I love Oswin. We challenged him. He was giving up offensive rebounds in the first half. And, you know, I, I'm, I, I saw something. I don't know where I read it on a flight over, and it said that, you know, you're never going to learn something until it costs you. Coaches have been telling players to box out for this since James Naismith first made the game. You know, but when you sit on the bench, when you lose it, when it costs you, I think it really hits home. And he did a much better job rebounding in the second half and gave him a lot of love for that.
Sure.
Tim, you mentioned being down a few guys. The benefit of having someone like Millivan who can kind of step in and serve as a guy that can play the perimeter with Fox out.
Yeah, I've loved him since we got him. He fell in love with him in a high school gym in Missouri 3 years ago. He's come here and he's earned a scholarship. And I trust him. Obviously, I trust him to finish a Big East game on the road, trusted him in overtime against Butler at home. He's earned it. He's earned his scholarship, and he's going to continue to be on scholarship. Um, you know, Neil's probably being hit up by agents in other schools now too. So we'll have to fend them off to keep Neil.
Kim, when you called your last time out with about 37 seconds left to go, what was the message to the group there?
Get the ball in. We wanted to run something for Jalen, put it in his hands. We wanted to go as deep into the clock as we could. We talked defense, yeah, and he scored. He scored. He made it a three-possession game.
And going with Oswin and Cole like you did for long stretches in the second half, does that speak to Oswin's ability to, switch out there and use his quickness and his length, on the perimeter?
Well, Oswin was still guarding the fives. We did switch some, but really to give Cole a lot of credit for guarding some great shooting fours. Isaac Trout, and again, when we go 1 through 4, we switch everything. So he did an incredible job, Cole. But we don't, obviously you guys know we don't play two bigs a lot, but down numbers, we have to get our guards a break. And Cole did a really good job. It kind of compromises our offense a little bit. I was happy to see Cole shoot a three in the first half. But in those moments, Jason really did a good job hunting the ball and taking over and creating some shots.
Kim, can you speak to Jason Edwards's shot selection in this game? The last two games, it's been better. He takes some tough shots, takes some contested shots, but it seems like the last two was a little better. Is that just time and effort? Is that a focus of yours, or you live in, willing
Yeah,
to
you
live with
look
some
at
tough
if you
ones?
look at Jason Edwards' career, he's been he's been a prolific scorer his entire career. He's the same player, and you look at his offensive rating at Providence is the highest it's been, but that's because he's fixed his turnover problem. His assist to turnover problem ratio is up. The only shots that I had problems with was I don't like when he turns down threes to take a dribble three, and I thought he could have took some better rim shots today, some rim decisions against a team like Creighton, who does not foul. They have a great reputation for not fouling. You're not going to be successful foul baiting against them. So you just got to be solid, play a simple discipline game. He made some big plays. The floater at the end,
Yeah.
his free throws, obviously, he did some great things.
Kim, you'll get some reinforcements at least Wednesday with Duncan coming back. What about Corey or Stefan? What's their status?
Steph had the flu. His temperature was too high to travel with us. Corey is still day to day, week to week, monitoring his recovery. Duncan has had a good few weeks of work, and we're really excited to get at least we know one body back.
I know you said after the. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's okay, Brennan. I'm next.
Just Kim, I think you said after the DePaul game that being in last place, you don't really look at the standings or anything like that. Do you kind of maybe take a peek at it now, seeing what you guys have done over the last?
Yeah, my staff won't let me. When I start doing the game of watching other games, they're just like none of that matters if we don't beat Creighton. So give Ellis Spar and Brian Tabaldi and Corey Wright, those guys, credit for not allowing me to. We talked about it after St. John's. We talked about all we've been focusing on is trying to win 4 straight games. Trying to win 4 straight games because I told the guys we need to see if we can win 4 Big East games in a row. Because that's what we were in last place. It's what you got to do to win, a tournament championship. So we've done 3, opportunity for 4. And, if we finish 6, 5, 4, it doesn't matter. 5 or 4 would obviously be better, one less game. But we're just focused on Marquette, a team that beat us. And again, a team that's playing the 4th best basketball in our league since January. We're playing the 5th best. We're playing the 5th best basketball in our league since January 1. And I've said it all year, despite our losses, we've been right there. We've been right there. And, when people overreact to results, you can tell they don't know basketball. Rudyard Kipling has a great saying. He said, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 imposters just the same, because they really are. It's a zero-sum game, win or you lose. But when you're running a program, NBA basketball, you got to look at it at a micro level. It's really much more than just winning or losing. And I think anyone with a mind for the game and sense for the game could see that our team has been a lot better than some of the outcomes that we've had.
Kim, you've won 5 of 7. They all count. It's not just the start of the season; it's also the end. Do you think you're getting better?
Absolutely, we're getting better. When I worked for Tad Boyle at Colorado, he told me his favorite times as a coach was when he was at Northern Colorado because you're not going to get in that large. All you were focusing on was getting better to try to win 3 games in March. When we had the non-conference and we had our early losses, I quickly went to that mode. We're 1 in whatever in quad 1 and 2 in whatever in quad 1 and 2. We're not going to be in that large team, but we had the opportunity to just get better and better and better and try to be playing some of our best basketball in February and March. Okay, thanks, guys.